Here's something I believe with all my heart. You have a secret sauce, specifically a marketing secret sauce, and it is one that no one else has. And I know that we've probably never even met, but I can tell you this with 100% certainty. And it gets better. This secret sauce, the one that no one else has, it doesn't cost you anything. You already have it. You don't have to learn any new skills. It's something you have access to all the time, and you can activate whenever you want. This superpower is something that can help you reach your ideal audience, connect with your customers, build relationships and trust, and make sales. And that is what I'm about to share with you today. But first, hello, small business owners. I'm Lauren. I'm a marketing coach here to help you do better marketing more consistently. In this video, we're going to talk all about that marketing secret sauce or superpower, what it is, why it's so powerful, and then I'm going to give you a few concrete strategies of how to use it. So let's get started. This is one of those topics that just makes me giddy with excitement for you because I know what's possible when you really tap into this secret sauce or this superpower. So let me not drag it out any further. Your superpower when it comes to creating effective, engaging content is you. Your voice, your face, your stories, your life, your likes, your dislikes, your opinions, your values, your why, the way you talk, the way you explain things, your face, you. So why is it that putting you at the heart of your marketing is such a powerful tool? Well, this concept is really at the heart of one of my favorite things about marketing. In marketing, our job is to stand out in a sea of other businesses that may look like or sell something similar to you. Our job is to show how we're different, why people should choose us instead. This is kind of the opposite of how most of us have been socialized. We are taught to blend in, to follow directions, to go with the flow, to not be weird, to fit in. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing like a sense of belonging. But what it took me way too long to figure out is that you don't have to do things or look or speak or anything else like everyone else does in order to belong. So when most of us approach marketing, we do what we've done our whole lives. We figure out how to belong and to blend in, how to do what everyone else is doing. But again, this is the exact opposite of what makes people choose our businesses. People choose to buy from us or work with us because there's something different about us that catches their attention. And one of the most powerful ways to stand out is by leaning into that thing that no one else has and that no one else can replicate. You. Now, I know that there are some of you who don't find this to be particularly good or exciting news. If you're anything like I was when I first started my business, you might feel some self-doubt creeping in. You might think there's nothing that special about you. Maybe you feel like you're just an average person. You don't think you've done anything that remarkable or have interesting stories to tell, or why would anyone be interested in the first place? And to that I say, whatever you have is what makes you you, and it is interesting. Your hobbies, your interests, your stories, even the most boring of stories, your opinions, the things that you think are funny, what inspires you, your values, the way you talk, all of this mixed together makes one completely unique person that your business can benefit from. Now, a caveat with sharing you in your marketing that I hope is a given, but that I will say anyway, is that when it comes to putting you in your content, I really encourage you to have strong safety boundaries here. We never want to reveal where we live, our exact location, or anything so personal that it's outside of our comfort zone. And while I've learned that I enjoy challenging myself to be a little more vulnerable than I might be inclined naturally to be, that's not a requirement if that doesn't feel good to you. Share what feels safe and good and healthy to do. An example of a boundary I have is that I don't share my kids' faces on the internet, at least until they're old enough to really consent to it. Is this a smart marketing move? Probably not. My kids are really cute and do really cute and funny things all the time that I'd love to share, but it's the boundary that I have. It's a boundary that's aligned with my values and I'm sticking to it. So you have my full permission and, in fact, my full encouragement to really think through your boundaries when it comes to what you show and what you include in your marketing, and decide consciously how much of you and which parts of you do want to share. Having said that, one of my favorite things to talk to small business owners about is how to put more of them in their marketing. Because, like we talked about, it really is one of the most powerful ways of standing out, which is kind of the whole point. So for the rest of this video, I want to give you some concrete strategies for putting you into your marketing. Number one is to talk like you actually talk. Create content, write your website copy, show up in a way that reflects how you actually speak as a person. Professional is overrated, and in fact, it's often a turnoff. Use the expressions you use. Speak in the cadence that you speak in. Whether we're talking about Written text like captions on social media or email or website copy, or the way that you talk on video or in a podcast. Whatever the case may be, talk like you actually talk. Here's the test. When you write a piece of marketing content, read it out loud, even to a friend. Does it sound like stuff that you would actually say in the voice you would actually say it? If not, it's time to do some edits. Forget the grammar rules you learned in school. You can start sentences with and or but. Your sentences can be incomplete, really. Talk like you talk. Fun element that you can do here is to notice the words and expressions that you find yourself saying all the time. For instance, I say holy moly all the time in my real life, so I try to put that in my content too. Strategy number 2 is to share details. This is all about sharing the specific, vivid details of your life. This is actually deceptively simple, and it feels like it shouldn't work, but it totally does, and so I'm sharing it with you. It really is how we connect with and remember other people. Specific details. If you have a TV show that you're hooked on, mention it by name instead of I watched Netflix. If you have a favorite coffee order that you get every single day, describe it exactly as what it is. For example, vanilla oat milk latte instead of got a coffee. If you listen to a podcast on your walk, share which one. These details may seem boring and insignificant, and in many ways they are, but they also stick in people's minds and help us connect with other people who might have things in common with us. For anyone who shares that thing with you, they watch that same show, they also drink vanilla oat milk lattes. They do puzzles with their dog, or they listen to true crime podcasts. They're going to feel so much more connected to you after learning that small piece of information. And often this is just a way of inviting participation because people can't help but raise their hand and say, me too, when they have something in common. This is so easy and so powerful. Create content with specific, vivid details. If you look at something you've created and there's a way of making it more specific, do it. Strategy number 3 is to tell stories. Stories are the most innate language of humans. We've been telling stories for all of human history, and one of the reasons that stories endure is because they're one of the best, if not the best way that we retain and absorb and remember information. Whenever possible, in your marketing, tell stories. It can be short, it can be boring, it doesn't have to always be a giant hero's journey, but every time you can tell a story about your customers, about you, really anything you can draw a connection back to your business, the better. One indicator that you might have a story on your hands at any time in your life, again, large and small. You can find something where there's a before, then something happens, and then there's an after where things are different. That is a story. If you're interested in the topic of storytelling, there is a great book about storytelling for marketing and for business called Stories That Stick by Kindra Hall. It is a great read, super tactical, and I will link to it in the description. Strategy number 4 is energy marketing. The idea behind this is simple. The way we write and present information has energy. The energy we put into creating content can be felt often by the person consuming that content. The words we choose, yes, but also the colors, the GIFs, the emojis, the punctuation, the flow. I have a lot to say on this topic. I'm really excited about the concept of energy marketing. In fact, I have a whole training on it in my membership, Making Good Happen. But as a starting point for energy marketing, here's what I'd recommend. Before you create a piece of marketing content, ask yourself 3 questions first. What do I want my reader to know after reading this content? What do I want my reader to feel after reading this content? And what do I want my reader to do after reading this content? I didn't make this exercise up. It's a commonly used writing exercise called the know, feel, do. And it is so, so powerful. The reason that getting clear about the answers to these questions is so helpful is because when we know this, we can then choose words, emojis, GIFs, punctuation, colors that really reflect that feeling we want people to have. This is definitely something worth thinking about and not something I hear a lot of other marketing coaches talk about. Strategy number 5 is to share behind the scenes content. Another great way to put more of you, your life, your process, your personality into your marketing is to share things behind the scenes. Show what you're working on. Show yourself actually working. Show your desk setup. Show a work in progress. Show your highs in business, and if you're comfortable, share some of the lows too. Show things you're making. Another super specific tip I have for you that turns out to be a great way of actually connecting with people is to show things in your handwriting. It's much more of a personal format than written text. There's a reason that we still handwrite letters to our loved ones instead of just typing them up on a computer. It's just more personal. Strategy number 6 is to share your values. Most small business owners who are part of my world have values that really motivate them in their business. They want their businesses to, yes, make money, but also help them make the world a better place. Maybe it's your commitment to sustainability or advocacy for mental health causes. Ask yourself, what do I feel really, really strongly about? Anything that comes up as an answer to that question that you are willing to share is most likely something that you want to be talking about in your marketing. This is a great way to attract the people who also share your values and who genuinely want to support people who have those same values. Strategy number 7 is to show your face. Okay, I didn't talk about this one right away because I know it's something that a lot of people hesitate about, and it's not a requirement. But truly, if you are comfortable sharing your face on social media, but also other places, on your website, on a YouTube video, in emails, this is a powerful way of connecting. This is a great way of helping your audience connect with you, the human behind your business. We connect with people, not businesses. We trust people, not businesses. I won't go on and on about this because I'm sure you've heard this one before, but I would encourage you to try to show your face regularly in your content. It can be a no makeup selfie, it just needs to be you. Tip number 8, video and/or audio. Even beyond your face, video and audio are both great ways to connect with people on a different level. Video and audio add another dimension to who we are. It's one thing to see a photo that someone posts and the text that they put alongside it, and a completely different thing to hear their voice, watch them move on video. There are many ways to use video and audio in your content now. It could be long form, like a YouTube video like this, or a podcast episode, or it could be just simple short form videos like TikToks or Reels or YouTube Shorts. Tip number 9 is to have conversations. Get into conversation with your ideal customers whenever you possibly can. There is no better way to give people a sense of who you are specifically as a person than to talk with them. Social media and email are both fantastic platforms for having conversations. And one big tip I would give you on the topic of having conversations is to not leave it to chance. Conversation is not something that we should just cross our fingers and hope that people engage and comment and talk with us. We need to really think about how we can create content that people want to engage with. A couple of tips on this. So one thing is to ask for recommendations. If you ask for a specific recommendation that your ideal customer is likely to have answers to, they can't help often but give their recommendations and their ideas. Also, think about the fact that people love talking about things they're excited about. So simply asking people, what are you excited about right now? What are you obsessed with right now? Can be a really powerful way of encouraging participation in your content. Okay, so those are 9 strategies for putting more of you in your content. Because we know that people connect with people and you are your business's secret sauce. If you start trying out a few more of these strategies, I am so confident that you'll quickly start building better relationships, making people so much more likely to choose your business. If you're ready to start putting more of you in your marketing, putting content out in the world is one of the best and most important ways of doing that. But if you find yourself spinning your wheels with content, I have a good place to start, and that is the video that's just about to pop up on the screen somewhere here. It's going to give you 50 content ideas to help you create content that will connect with your ideal customers, build those relationships. For more help doing consistent marketing that gets you results, make sure to subscribe to this channel and be here for the next video that comes out. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you next time.